This is the first
you've been
year.
using it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see. Hopefully, we'll have it ready. But they gave us their first try.
Okay, so we're at the Hives for Heroes booth. Fantastic program. Always linked down in the video description, Hives for Heroes. But we're here with Kate, and we're going to talk about the benefits to veterans as well as those who might not understand what it means to be a mentor in the program.
Absolutely. So the main thing is just getting veterans and first responders involved in beekeeping. It's therapeutic for so many reasons, for so many different people. For veterans and first responders specifically, the stress of the positions that they've held, the loss of camaraderie once they've left service, things like that. It just kind of gives them that brotherhood back, a little piece to their lives. As a mentor, you do not have to be a veteran or a first responder. It's just your way to give back.
Okay. And so why are you involved with the program yourself?
So I became the social media coordinator. We had been in the program since about almost upon inception, around 2019. My husband is an Army veteran, so I'm an Army spouse. We love beekeeping. I love what it did for my husband. He started out as a newbie, went on to be a mentor, went on to be the state lead for Indiana. It's just helped my family so much. He had struggled after getting out of the service with depression, addiction. They'll put them on all types of medication, and beekeeping really gave him his life back. Between God and Hives for Heroes, we like to say that that's really what saved him, and we just want to spread that message to as many people as we can.
Why do you think bees appeal to veterans that are suffering PTSD and things like that? What is it about this, other than like equine therapy or something like that? Why honeybees? What do they do for people to get involved with them?
Personally, just a personal opinion, I think it's a twofold answer. I think part of it, I know my husband in particular, having PTSD, there's something about being in the hive, takes his mind off of everything else. He gets that feeling almost like he's back in combat, where it's just quiet and still. Right. And so that's something very familiar to him, but in a setting that's good for him and positive. Another factor is they talk about the tuning of the wings. It vibrates at a certain, like the note of C, and that's supposed to be very therapeutic and very healing. And that can be for anxiety, depression, PTSD, things like that. So I think a lot of times you'll just notice you're a lot happier around a hive, and you don't maybe know the science behind it. But, yeah.
So if somebody, for example, when we have mentors that are registered through Hives for Heroes, what's that process like? Who are we looking for to be a mentor to someone who needs help through Hives for Heroes?
So we like you to have at least 3 years of beekeeping experience, and overwintering hives successfully, things like that. There are certain circumstances where maybe you only have 2 years of beekeeping experience, but you've been very successful. And with our great need for mentors, with our ratio of about, I think it's 4 newbies to 1 mentor in certain areas, if you feel confident, sometimes we'll consider just 2 years of beekeeping. But really what you're signing on for is at least a year of mentoring a hero in your area. We like to go about a 20-mile radius. Sometimes different areas, that'll depend. We'll make exceptions in different remote locations, things like that. But you're just welcoming them into your bee yard and just building a friendship.
Does a mentor have to be a veteran?
No. You do not have to be a veteran or first responder to be a mentor.
Okay.
So to be a newbie, you do, but not to be a mentor. So we like to encourage people, go to your beekeeping clubs and let them know that we need mentors, and that's something that maybe that you've tried and you can help other people, and you don't have to be a veteran.
Now, how do you go about matching someone who will be a mentee with the right mentor? Because all these personality types may not necessarily mesh.
Yes.
So how does that process go? How do we match up the right vet with the right mentor?
I think there's certain areas when you sign up where if you did have certain preferences, I know we've had mentors in the past that maybe they weren't comfortable, they wanted to only mentor to other men or other women or different things like that. We'll accommodate whatever style or situation that you prefer. Also, if you meet up and you guys just don't mesh, just let us know. We're all human, and sometimes that connection is just not there, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. So they could, if they met their mentor and they went through a session or something like that, and they didn't feel that was great, and there's no problem with them just saying, I'd like Would they get a different mentor then, or how does
Yes.
that work?
Now, that could, if there's not another one available in their area, it might take a little while, but we do have other resources for the time being while they're waiting. If they wanted to attend our Heroes Hangouts that are Zooms, we do weekly. We have Connect and Serves once a month that they can join. There's different things where you can be a part of the community without the mentorship aspect. It's just that one-on-one is really special.
So when you take someone through their first year, how often are you meeting together? Like,
It's kind of up to the mentor and the
Okay.
newbie. You guys have kind of the free will to figure that out
okay.
on your own.
Because like right now, there wouldn't be much going on in a northern bee yard.
Yeah.
So maybe that would be a good theory opportunity to teach or
Yeah.
learn. Is there any kind of structured training that is already online with Hives for Heroes? Is there any learning process, or is it kind of just open-ended?
So with us, typically what you can do is if you would like to do any type of master beekeeping courses or things like that, Hives for Heroes does have the BEEU scholarship, and you get reimbursed for whatever program you're on.
Oh,
So that's nice. After successfully completing it, we'll reimburse you. We do have a Be More scholarship, where after you've been in the program for 2 years, you're able to go on if you agree to mentor and pay it forward. Then you could get a scholarship for up to $1,000 to go towards your apiary, just building up on your own. And you can pick whatever beekeeping supply chain that you would like for that to go to. So there's other options as far as education goes. There are a free beekeeping source. I believe it's the University of Arkansas. They have a course that is linked on our webpage that you can take. It's totally free. So there are some resources there.
Now, when someone joins Hives for Heroes as someone who's going to be mentored too, are there people giving them free hives, free bees? How does that work? Do they buy their own equipment? What happens?
Typically, you're going to make some of the first initial investments yourself. You're going to want to get your bee suit and things like that. You might get paired with somebody who has those resources and is willing to share with them, but that's not always guaranteed. Typically, the mentor is just going to give you their time for that year. A lot of times, if you've worked in their bee yard for a certain amount of time, maybe they'll gift you a split that next season. Maybe they'll help you catch a wild swarm. Maybe they have extra woodware. It's not ever guaranteed. It's kind of built on the relationship that you make with your mentor or your newbie.
That's great. Fantastic. And I want to thank you for your time and also for the work you're doing with Hives for Heroes. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
I love art.